Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here, back with another part of the Bloodborne full playthrough walkthrough. In part 2, we're going to go through the lower section of Central Yharnam, clear that out, and then we will fight Father Gascoigne, and that's where the guide will end. In part 1, we did the upper section, sort of what I like to refer to as the optional tutorial area of the game, and we killed the Cleric Beast. I'll show you my stats. Currently level 17, with 16 Vitality, 12 Endurance, 15 Strength, and 10 Skill. I am doing a Hunter Axe build in this playthrough, so that's going to be my primary weapon basically the entire game. I don't really plan on changing it. In case you've never joined me for these walkthroughs, this is a Let's Play style walkthrough, so I'm recording as I play and as I talk. So you may hear a little bit of background noise. I'll edit out any deaths that I don't quickly recover from. And yeah, so you really won't notice much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to warp to Central Yharnam, and then I'm going to show you a couple ways to get to where we got to go. The quickest way, I think the most efficient way, I should say, is to head towards the sort of town square where they're burning the werewolf right in the middle, and we're actually going to run past basically everything on the way. So we can go this way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to go this way, but I will explain it a little bit differently. We're going to go above the town square. And the way we do that is we head into this house, and then we want to run across the bridge. So we're going to come back up here, and we're going to run across the bridge. We're going to ignore the werewolves as best we can. And we're going to run down here. And we came over here in the first section. However, we just picked up a bloodstone shard and some pebbles. So this is above the town square here. But we're going to come over here. If you haven't already, there's a bloodstone shard on this corpse. We're going to ignore that for now. And we're going to roll through these barrels and drop down. Hopefully the werewolves don't follow us. So we're going to keep dropping down, and this is going to lead us into the Aqueduct section of Central Yharnam. Come down here. And then just sort of get your bearings with the enemies. We're going to start on this side. And down here in the Aqueduct, you're introduced to some new enemies, these like wolf beast things. But you can parry these just like any other enemy. So just watch their hands, and as they begin attacking you, or once their hand sort of starts getting near you, that's when you want to parry. This game really becomes a lot easier once you learn how to parry. It's not like Dark Souls where you just sort of block all the time. You really, really have to know how to parry in Bloodborne in order to be successful. Of course, there are people who do like no parry runs or whatever, but I'm not a psycho, so I'm not going to do that. These guys with the big poles, they're pretty deadly. The poles are really long, and they sort of have like these weird leaping attacks where they can jump really close to you. But that's the 3 big enemies in this area. And then there's a beam that we want to drop down to right here. But you do want to be careful, because there are some rats down here, which we will take care of. Oh god, I missed it. That's okay. It's okay to miss it. Alright. Cool, get our health back. Let's go ahead and clear out the sewer here of the rats. You do want to be careful if you're using a Hunter Axe, because these guys can attack you in between your first and second swings. Luckily, that doesn't seem to be happening here. These guys have a decent chance of dropping throwing knives, so in case you're interested in those, the rats are a good place to farm them. Oh boy. Yeah, the rats also jump, which is terrifying. Alright. Unfortunately, there's no treasure at the other end of this thing. It's really just rat farming. So just go ahead and pick up any loot, and then we're going to go back up and try to drop onto that beam again. The beams in Bloodborne are usually pretty easy to drop onto, but these ones are quite narrow, so you do need to be very mindful of where you're stepping. Let's try this one more time. Great. Alright, some thick cold blood, level 5. And then there is another dude with a pole back here. Ooh, whoa. Hey now. See, these guys do a ton of damage. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's always helpful when you use a blood vial and enemies drop blood vials. So this body right here has the Hunter set on it, which is a great upgrade. You can press R2 to change which menu you're in, instead of having to go in and out of menus. But the Hunter set is a great armor set. It has decent resistances and just a higher armor rating. If you're interested in being resistant to poison, the black set or the foreign set, whatever the starting set was, that one has a higher poison resist, but the Hunter set just has a higher resistance in general. Okay, so now we got to drop down, and we want to do this carefully. So I think this is the best way. We're just going to drop down to a couple beams. I don't think you'll die if you fall, but obviously it'll take a ton of damage, so we don't want to do that. Drop again. Great. Okay, so all these corpses here, these are enemies. So you want to be very, very careful. Oh boy. No, that's so lovely. Kill these guys, and then these are surrounding the corpse, but we could just do a big spin and basically just ruin a bunch of them really fast. Oh, come on. Alright. Oh, come on, buddy. Alright, there we go. So there's probably a few more alive. Yeah, there's this guy here. Alright. And then that's basically it for the weird corpse monsters. But what we're going to do now is, instead of heading this way, which goes towards Gascoigne, we are instead going to climb up this ladder. And we're going to start clearing out another section, which we can do by coming over here. So there's this big ladder to climb up, and we're going to unlock a shortcut that goes very close to the town square, but it actually leads us to an NPC that we want to speak to, who's going to give us an item that helps us out against Father Gascoigne as a boss. So walk over here, and there's a big dude. He's got like a statue for a weapon, so be careful. Oh god. Be careful with him. He can be quite deadly. Wow, I can't believe I got that parry. Or that riposte, rather. That was really late. So you will hear what sounds like a music box as you climb this ladder. It's just a little melody. And that music box is what's going to help us against Gascoigne. So come up here, operate the device to open this gate, and then this leads back to the first big guy that you found who was banging against the door near the town square. This leads right there. So you can talk to this NPC in here. She tells you that she's looking for her mother. The mom went out looking for her dad. He usually comes back on the nights of the hunts, but he's been missing for some time. So agree to find the girl's mother, and she will give you the tiny music box. The tiny music box plays one of Daddy's favorite songs, she tells us. So go ahead and equip that onto your quick items, because we're going to use it a little bit later. All right, and this NPC that we just spoke to is actually Gascoigne's daughter, and we will find Gascoigne's wife, or the girl's mother, in the boss arena. So we're going to basically complete her little storyline in the game a little bit later. So now that we've done that, we can come back down here, and now we're going to make our way to another NPC named Eileen. So you will notice here that there's a lamp sort of shining over here. Try to point to it. Right where my axe point is, that lamp signifies that there's an NPC there, and I think it's trying to show you that there might be a treasure over there. Bloodborne doesn't have the greatest draw distance, so unfortunately the NPC doesn't appear yet. But in order to get over there, we actually have to go a different way, I'm now realizing, but we can come over here and kill these dog crows. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Alright, there's a corpse right here. It's a Madman's Knowledge. Madman's Knowledge gives you insight on command, so it's basically like the humanity sprite in Dark Souls. Okay, so we're actually going to head back up here. Sorry, I got a little turned around. This area can get a little confusing. So we're going to run past Gascoigne's daughter's window, and then we're going to come down here and back into this little square. We're going to come up here, and then we're going to break this debris right here. and then drop down. There's a lot of dogs in this area that you want to kill while they're in their cages, otherwise they will start leaping out at you, which is not fun. Okay, so we're actually going to come up here first to activate a little shortcut. This leads to a corpse right here with a cold blood to level 1. And right here, this corpse is actually, you could fall off Oedon Bridge to get here. This is basically on the other side of that shortcut house, which we are going to open another door into. So down here are the big dudes that I always tell you to farm with for blood vials. Just to give you a little sense of where we are. It's here. Okay. So in case you're maxed out on vials, just go ahead and use it, and then loot the corpses, and you'll get some more. Alright, so now that we kind of understand our geographical reference, we can come in here through this little archway and then open the door, and this brings us right back into the shortcut house. So now we have a way to go from the central Yharnam lamp, which is right here near Gilbert's house. We now have a way to go from there to the aqueduct very easily. So we can just run back through the house. I'm actually going to kill this guy in the wheelchair. Oh, forgot about this guy. I'm actually going to kill the guy in the wheelchair to try to get some bullets. He has a high drop chance of bullets. I never like being below max bullets. Great. Oh, maybe this guy dropped something for us. Oh, more blood vials. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to head back through the house, and then we need to head near that NPC Eileen I spoke about earlier. So we can walk down here. And then again, there's going to be some more dogs in cages, and you definitely... Oh, they actually popped out. That's not good. Oh, God. Damn, dude. Jeez. Alright. Take care of them. Oh, there's one here, too. I always forget about that one. Okay, and then turn the corner here, and there will be another one as well. And there's a treasure here. Some more cold blood due, level 3. Okay, and now we can cross this little bridge, and there will be a dog barking at this door. The dog is barking at an old woman who you don't have to speak to now. Oh, that's weird. Maybe killing the dog makes her speak to you. But anyway, she asks you if you know any safe places. We don't know any safe places just yet. Actually, you know what? I guess we do. We know of Yosefka's clinic. But you don't want to send people there because they die. So we're going to wait a while until after we defeat Gascoigne. Once we defeat Gascoigne, we'll know of a real safe place to send people to. So we're going to ignore this lady for now. We'll come back to her later. For now, we're going to head into this big building here. And then I'm going to kill an enemy at the bottom of this staircase here. You don't have to kill him now. It just is easier if you do it now rather than later. Alright. Cool. Killed him. Man, I get such good drops in this game now. I don't know if they increase luck or something. It's weird. Anyway, so with that guy dead, I just like to do that. I just like to do that as a precaution. But with him dead, we can now safely and patiently fall through this little doorway here. And then once we do that, we can crush these barrels and then walk outside here. And this is where that lamp is that I mentioned to you. So the ladder up to Gascoigne's daughter's house is basically right across from us, right where that blue hue is on the building. And this is the other side. So this is Eileen the Crow. She is a friendly NPC. She's a little... I don't know how you want to say it, but she's not good. She's not friendly. She's not unfriendly. She's very much neutral. But she will always be kind to us. I'll say that. As long as we don't hit her. If you choose to kill her right now, you will get a badge that allows you to purchase the Blades of Mercy. I'm not sure if she just straight up drops the Blades of Mercy or if you get a badge from her. The Blades of Mercy are an unbelievably strong weapon, and you can kill Eileen right now to get them. Or you can complete her quest line, and then towards the end of the game, you basically get them, not really for free, you have to do something really hard, but you can save her, and then she gives you the badge. For now, however, we're just going to speak with her. She'll give us a Bolt Hunter's mark, and if you speak to her again, she will give you the Shake Off Cape emote. So if you're going for the All Emotes trophy, which I believe exists, it's been a while since I looked at the trophies of this game, Eileen gives you one. So once you get that, you're basically done with Eileen. Unless you want to kill her, but she's so nice, why would you want to? And then up here on the rafters, there are 2 corpses. One of which just has throwing knives. The other of which has a weapon on it. And I believe the first one has the weapon. I really could be mistaken. I can never honestly remember which one is which. But I believe the first one has the weapon. When you cut the corpses, they drop all the way down there. So what we're going to do first, actually, is we are going to drop... Oh, God. Yeah. Wow, I really didn't mean to drop like that. I meant to slowly drop down 1 level. There are quite a few enemies on this level, some of which have guns. Some of them are just the fuzzy beard guys with big old weapons. Luckily, we were able to take care of that kind of quickly. So just go around looting everything, and you'll probably keep hearing footsteps below you, and those are the footsteps of lovely rats, which, you know, isn't always fun. There's another fuzzy bearded guy right here. There you go. Cool. Man, they love dropping blood vials for me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to drop down here to get what I'm hoping is the weapon. If not, we're going to have to do this again. Oh, God. Yikes. Okay, so none of those guys are dead. Oh, it's a bloodstone shard. Very useful, but that just means that we gotta sort of walk to the other side and do this again. Which is fine, you know. With these guys, I like to clear everything out. Anything and everything. So for now, what we're gonna do is I'm going to come over here, and then we're gonna just quickly take care of a couple rats that are guarding a treasure back here. Great. Which is a madman's knowledge. Get a couple throwing knives off the rats. And then what we're going to do is we're going to exit this little aqueduct here. And this is going to put us into another kind of sewer section, which we will have to navigate carefully. And there is a ladder, I guess a little further up. There's a ladder to get out of here. Oh, it's to our right. Of course. Okay, so there's a ladder right here to help us get out. But be careful, because on this landing there are, you know, those big enemies kind of lurking around. Oh, boy. Wow, I'm going to run back in the house just to kind of make this a bit quicker. And now we're going to drop over here and go for the weapon treasure that I mentioned earlier. Oh, how did that not connect? Okay, so this is the Saw Spear. The Saw Spear is a decent weapon. It doesn't do as much damage as the starting Saw Cleaver, but in case you just want a similar weapon, you can use the Saw Spear. I've never done a Saw Spear build. I really don't recommend it. Just go ahead and buy the Saw Cleaver. It's a bit more balanced. Okay, so now we're going to come back up here and try to avoid getting shot. But we are going to clear out the enemies. Great. Wow, that was nice. All right. I think there's 2 gunmen. Yep. Boy. Eventually, the more you play Bloodborne, the better you get at timing bullets and knowing when to roll. And you can do some really, really cool, like, it almost looks like you're in the Matrix. Like, you're just predicting when they shoot and just being able to react to it very quickly. Alright, so with all that done, we now have this area mostly cleared out. Luckily, we got a bloodstone shard from that fuzzy bearded guy. There are some crows over here that we gotta take care of carefully. Okay. And then I will come over here and kill these guys. A couple more crows. These guys aren't guarding anything, but it's always good to just... Oh, they are guarding something. Wow, that's funny. I didn't think they were. An oil urn. Okay, not bad. Okay, and then there's a beam that we got to drop down to for a treasure. Right here. Man, perfect landing. Alright, a bloodstone shard. So I think we may actually be able to upgrade our weapon one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to kind of get to Gascoigne, but we're actually going to maybe upgrade our weapon. Depends on how many shards I have. yeah, we're definitely going to upgrade our weapon again just to make Gascoigne a bit easier. Okay, so this is where all those corpses were that were guarding the 8 Quicksilver bullets. We're back in this little area here. So let's proceed through the sewer. Alright. There are crows on beams that you have to be careful of. Yep, they just drop down. You gotta be mindful. There's that one. Okay. Cool, so now we'll walk down this little flight of stairs here, and then we can start taking care of more little disgusting zombie corpses. If you throw an oil urn on these guys and then use a Molotov cocktail, they will sort of burn for a little while, and that's a nice way to take care of them a bit quicker, but I'm not big on using items in these games for whatever reason. I've always just preferred to fight things straight up. Okay, get another bloodstone shard right there. Okay, so we have a couple choices here. We can move forward. Oh, a couple crows just dropped. Oops. We can move forward and fight a massive pig, or we can leave that for later. The pig respawns, so there's not much point in killing it now. I recommend killing it for the lore reason, just so you have to deal with it once. So we're going to leave that pig for now, but you can just run right past it and sort of... It allows you to run past this whole bridge challenge, but I find the bridge decent for farming. Just, I don't know, I just prefer it. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to come up here, and then we're going to turn left and go into this elevator. And then once we reach the elevator, we are going to run back to the lamp, and then we will warp back to the Hunter's Dream and upgrade our weapon, and then we will fight Gascoigne basically immediately after that. I do want to mention that after we kill Gascoigne, we're going to complete a couple little side quests, so the guide won't necessarily end right as Gascoigne dies. We still have a little bit of adventuring to do. Let's go ahead and warp back to the Hunter's Dream and upgrade our weapon. Back in the Hunter's Dream, let's go ahead and head into the workshop. I want to level up my weapon before I actually level up my character, so I don't run out of echoes. Okay, so we got a Hunter X +2. I guess we could repair, although repairing feels like unnecessary in this game. I never have to repair. I think you only need to repair after you die. I don't know. Anywho, let's visit the doll. Channel our blood echoes. As I'm sure you can probably hear little Donner drinking his drink. Cool. Put another point to strength, and then let's head back to Central Yharnam via the Central Yharnam lamp. Alright. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go through the aqueduct. We're going to take the elevator back to that last bridge that we encountered. And then we will fight Gascoigne. This guy has a high chance of dropping blood vials, so I always recommend killing him. Unfortunately, he made a liar out of me. I'm going to kill these guys just to kill them. You probably ignore them at this point, but you know, it's just better to farm the vials just in case you wind up dying to Gascoigne a bunch. It'll make your life a little bit easier. If you just farm them every time, chances are you won't run out. 2. Sometimes they have a chance of dropping 4. I feel like I've seen 6 drop off of them at some point, but... Alright, take the elevator back down, and then the bridge that we're about to walk across is a bit of a trap. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to send this elevator back up, just in case we die. So this bridge is a little bit of a trap. There is a boulder at the top of the staircase, and there's a gentleman with a torch near it, and he will light that boulder and send it flying down the bridge. Just try to keep an eye on it while you avoid all of these guys. There he goes. So just duck into this little corner here, and then the boulder will take care of several of the villagers here, the townsfolk. Man, they didn't drop anything. Sometimes they drop vials. Oh well, that's okay. Alright, so there's a big dude with the brick at the other end, along with this villager. You can try to parry him, however, you really can't riposte on slopes, just like in Dark Souls. I think it's something to do with the Havoc engine. It just, like, doesn't work a lot of the time. Cool, he's got some vials on him. And then this ladder leads down to the other end of the aqueduct, near the pig that we skipped. So I'm not going to go down there. We will see that in a little bit. There's 2 enemies here. We can do a charged R2 spin to win. Take care of them. Ooh. Yikes. And that's all she wrote on those guys. They're guarding a couple bold hunter's marks, and they drop blood vials as well. Great, so the boss we're going to fight as soon as we go through this little threshold is Father Gascoigne. He is our first hunter boss fight. Our first humanoid boss fight, I guess we could say. And what that means is we can parry him. So just like us, he's using a hunter's axe as well as a blunderbuss. But he has basically infinite bullets and has some really sick combos. But he can do everything we can. So as long as you have become familiar with your own moveset, it should be, I won't say easy because he could do a lot of damage, but it should be recognizable to you, the attacks that he's going to do. Gascoigne has 3 different phases. In phase 1, he has a one-handed axe with a gun. And then in phase 2, he has a two-handed axe, but he also can sometimes take out his gun in that phase as well. The best thing to do during these first 2 phases is, if you ever need space, is hide behind gravestones. In the alpha version of this game, the gun could break the gravestones, but in the final version of the game, which is obviously what we're playing, it cannot. So you can use the gravestones to sort of like give yourself some space, but if you get shot while using a vial, the vial will be used even if it doesn't heal you. So the vial basically gets used as soon as you press triangle. So you gotta be careful. In phase 3, he will transform into a beast. And in this form, he is still parryable. What I recommend doing, though, is saving the tiny music box that we got from his daughter for this phase. If we play the music box near the transformed Gascoigne, he will sort of freak out, and that will give us an opportunity to deal damage to him basically for free. And you can do this a maximum of 3 times. However, it won't always work. I'm not super clear on the rules on it. I just know it works a maximum of 3 times. And I generally get 1 real good use out of it in that final phase. I'll do my best to explain as we go. I'll explain when I'm going to parry and what attacks I'm looking out for. But let's go. All right, we're going to skip the cutscene. And then he's going to run towards us. There he is. So his blunderbuss has a scatter shot, which can be kind of terrifying. All right, so he just did a big sort of scooping attack. And I parried as soon as his hand started moving towards us. Basically, like the frame at which, it started moving towards us. Wow, I can't believe that didn't work. Yeah, so see, the gravestones don't break with him, but they did in the alpha, which made him all the more terrifying. All right, so I got to try to get him out of there so I can attack him. This is pretty dumb. I'm just trying to move him. He's like stuck right now. Okay, there we go. Oh man, I really thought that was going to be a parry. Alright. So if you ever get a parry on him, just keep mashing circle so you can move closer towards him. Alright, so he's going to transform. There we go. So he transforms his weapon just like we do. And he can do that spin to win move. It's a little hard to see because it doesn't shine like ours does. Oh man, he just has like a whole plethora of moves that he can do. And it's pretty cheap because he can take out his gun, even though we kind of can't, but that's okay. Alright, so we have him close to his final form. Probably another riposte will do it. God damn. Oh man, I'm not going to go after him on that one. Oh, Jesus. Oh my good lord. So what I'm going to do is, once we get him to transform, I'm going to run up the stairs. This way I no longer have to fight him in this weird graveyard. Ooh, jeez. I only have 6 bullets left. Nice. That was a great parry right there. So I sort of fished that out. He's going to transform now. But what we can do is we can do a spin to win, Wow, I might be able to actually kill him before he transforms. Wow, he's dead before he transforms. Okay, so that was nice. What I would recommend, however, is once he transforms, bring him up here. This way you have sort of like an open area that's very flat to fight him. You can parry all of his attacks. He does have a leap attack where he'll sort of jump over you. When he does that, you want to run towards him. This way you can sort of run through the jump. But you can parry all of his attacks. Just watch out for his claws, and once the claws start moving towards you, go ahead and attack. All right, so killing him, we get the Oedon Tomb key. But I also want to mention that while you're fighting him up here, if you start to feel overwhelmed, you can drop off here, and then he can drop off and follow you, but it's not like he can like attack you in the midst. So you can just drop down, run through the graveyard, sort of get your bearings, heal up, and repeat the process. There's a corpse here with the red jeweled brooch on it, and if you remember, Gascoigne's daughter was asking for that. So that is Gascoigne's wife, and the story sort of goes that he came over here, found some villagers, some beasts that killed his wife, and he just sort of went crazy. And just killed them all and transformed because of the blood. Okay, so we're going to light the lamp here. And that'll give us a teleport location. However, we don't really need it because we are going to go and open this door with the Oedon Tomb key. And then we're going to head towards Oedon Chapel. Great. Alright, so we can just run through here. And then we can head up this ladder. In the alpha, this room wasn't here. Instead, you just sort of went up a spiral staircase that went to nothing, and then you fell through the world and died. But luckily, the final game is complete. All right, so there's a Zelda treasure chest over here, and this has the workshop tool that allows us to affix blood gems to our weapons. So I'll explain that in a bit. And then we can open this door here and head into Oedon Chapel. I'll skip the cutscene. There is a very important NPC that you need to speak with right here. This is the Chapel Dweller, and he's going to ask us, hey, if you find anybody, please send them to me. I need friends. And he is, honest to God, like the only 100% friendly NPC in this entire game. He's sort of like a sad little dude, but he's kind, and we will respect his wishes and send people here who are in need of help. The first person that we're going to do that with is the old woman from before. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about that, the first person we should do this with, yeah, is the old woman from before. That makes the most sense. So I'm not even going to level up just yet. I'm going to go to the Great Bridge, and then we are going to go back to the old woman's house. And the old woman's house is the one where the dog was barking outside. So that's where we're going to go. The load times in Bloodborne are a little long. Okay, great. So now that we've killed Father Gascoigne, the time of day basically moves to dusk, if you want to call it that. There's basically two like dusk phases, and then a nighttime phase and a twilight phase, and then I'm not going to spoil what the other phase is. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're going to run past these dudes here, and I'm really trying to like rack my brain for the quickest way to the old woman's house. I think it's this way. Alright, come through here, drop down here. I feel like this is not the quickest way, but this is the way I'm going to take. Oh, that was weird. It didn't hit him. Alright, kill this guy. We're going to run over here. I'm going to ignore this big pole arm guy. And then there's going to be another big pole arm guy over here that I'm also going to ignore. We're just going to fall down here. Great. I guess I sort of messed this up, now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, let's go ahead and speak with Gascoigne's daughter, I guess, while I try to rack my brain and remember where the old woman is. I know she's on the other side. I remember that much. Because this path leads to Eileen, which I don't want to do yet. I mean, I don't need to go to Eileen for any reason. Is this correct? Yeah, okay. Oh! Okay, I think I remember how to do it now. Ooh, yikes. How you doing, bud? Alright. Cool. let's go ahead and talk to Gascoigne's daughter, and she's basically going to ask us if we found her mother, and we can give her the red jeweled brooch, signifying that, yes, we have found your mother, but she unfortunately died. And upon doing this and reloading the game, the girl will leave her house. Whoops. All right. So the girl cries inconsolably, and then if we reload the game, we can see that the light inside goes dark, and this signifies that she has left her house. And leaving her house was not a good idea, because she is going to get eaten by the pig, and we know that to be true, because if we kill the pig will drop a new item that it wouldn't have dropped before if the girl was in the house. All right. Reloading the game. Even on PS5, the load times of Bloodborne are a little long, especially compared to like Demon Souls or even Dark Souls Remastered. Dark Souls Remastered had good load times. All right, so the window's now empty, no response. And so, yeah. Now we have to go find the old woman. Right. Is she over here? Yes, okay, she's with all the dogs, right. I don't know why I thought she wasn't. All right, so we can come over here. And then kill the dogs. There's going to be one sort of wandering over here we can kill. Great. Kill this one. Kill these two. All right. There's going to be one to our left here. Great. And now we can head to the old woman's house. And then upon speaking with the old woman one more time, she will ask us, hey, do you know of a safe place? And then we tell her Oedon Chapel. If you have spoken to the imposter Yusefka, you'll have two choices to either send her to Yusefka's clinic or to Oedon Chapel. You want to send her to Oedon Chapel. The final thing that we're going to do here is we're going to go to Gilbert's house, because after killing Gascoigne and heading into Cathedral Ward, Gilbert basically starts succumbing to his disease. Kind of has this poison blood that he originally came to Yharnam to try to fix, but unfortunately that didn't really pan out for him. Just farming some bullets here. But if we speak to Gilbert one more time, as he's in his very, very sickly, incurable state, he will give us a sub-weapon called the Flamesprayer. Let's go ahead and speak with him one more time. He gives us the Flamesprayer, and then this basically replaces your gun, but you need a decent amount of blood tinge to use it. Yeah, so you need 8 blood tinge to use it. I only have 7, so I'm not going to use it. But basically, it uses silver bullets. I think 2 bullets every 1.5 seconds or something like that. And it doesn't deal a ton of damage, but it will sort of stagger enemies back. And a lot of beast enemies are afraid of fire, so it allows you to kind of do some crowd control. All right, so what we can do now is I'm going to head to that big bridge from before, and now we're going to kill the pig. So we're going to come down here, and then we're going to kill these guys just for some vials, because vials are always good, and the next boss will probably take me a few attempts to do. So I do want to be prepared with a lot of vials whenever possible. Great. Hello to you. I love how you can shoot them out of the air. I think that's just like one of the sickest things in this game. You can literally parry any attack of a humanoid, and it never gets old. Alright, so since we sent that elevator back up, it's going to be here waiting for us. But if it's not, just go ahead and pull the lever. And then I'm not going to walk across the bridge. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the ladder that we originally came up when we sort of started this mess. Okay. So there's a big ladder here that we're going to go down. Great. And now we're going to head into this big, scary aqueduct and fight this pig. Believe it or not, the pig can be parried. So let's try to get a good physical attack to parry from this thing. Oh, boy. Oh, we got it. Oh, damn, I missed it. I really don't have to be parrying this thing. I'm just trying to show you that it's doable. Oh, screw it. Just kill it. Anyway, so killing the pig after Gascoigne's daughter leaves the house, the pig will drop blood vials, but then it will also drop an extra treasure, which is the red messenger ribbon. And then if we read the description of that, which is in our key items, red ribbon that messengers are oddly fond of. The thick, pungent red was drawn from the organs of some unfortunate victim. A strange choice indeed, but perhaps the messengers wearing this accessory constitutes a form of mourning. So we can assume that Gascoigne's daughter was wearing this, what was likely a white ribbon, but it is now red with her blood. The pig also guards the Saw Hunter badge, which allows us to purchase, I believe, the Saw Spear, which we picked up anyway. And then we can climb this ladder now. Actually, I don't want to misspeak. Let's see. Saw Hunter badge. Bloodborne. Okay, so basically allows you to purchase the starting weapons that you didn't get. So the Saw Cleaver, Hunter Axe, Threaded Cane, Hunter Pistol, Blunderbuss, and the Saw Spear. So basically unlocks all the weapons up until this point, including any of the starting weapons that you did not choose. So that's a good way to get them. Alright, so we are now at the top of this bridge. Oh wow, that's funny. The boulder sent that dude flying. That was nice. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Alright, we get the Molotov cocktail. Those dudes all die down there, or at least most of them did. And then we're just going to ignore these two guys on the right here, and then head into Oedon Chapel one more time. Although, actually, I don't think I'm not sure if the old woman goes there, or if you have to reload. I guess let's find out. We'll find out the long way. And then we'll go back to the Hunter's Dream, level up, and then we will end the guide. So that's basically the first section of Bloodborne, more or less. From here, the game can open up depending on how you wish to play. The next part of the guide, we will go to Old Yharnam, because that's sort of the next stage of the game, if we're going through like in a linear progression. Alternatively, you can buy a badge from the Messenger Bath in the Hunter's Dream for, I think, 10,000 Blood Echoes. And then, oh wow, she does just show up. And then you can go through Cathedral Ward instead. So we can speak to the old woman here, and the old woman has an interesting quest line, where I think it's like the more insight you get... let me just check out her questline on the wiki here. Old woman. The lonely old woman. Survivor can be found in Central Yharnam. Right. If sent to Oedon Chapel, she'll be located in a chair, just steps down from the chapel interior. Yep. Okay. Gradual changes in attitude towards the player. Initially ungrateful, continuing to blame the hunter for the bad things that have been happening. During the gray sky /night /overcast, she seems to be in a state of despair or madness, eventually only responding with panicked sobs and hysteria. After beating 7 bosses, although that's unconfirmed, she is very kind. If you answer I have my woes at this point, she will give the hunter an increasing amount of sedatives, 1 the first time, 2 the second, 3 the third. Upon using the I have my woes option 3 times, she will go out and look for more sedatives, and then she unfortunately is slain. Which, is sad. And then she will drop sedatives outside. Anywho, so this is the old woman. You can speak with her, and she's, just, like, very mean to you the whole time, even though you've saved her life. But basically, there's the Hunter's Dream, and that's sort of the Nexus hub of the game. However, the NPC hub of Bloodborne is more or less Oedon Chapel. You can constantly send people back here. All of them are good, except for one. However, I'm not going to send him here. Instead, I'm going to kill him and sort of show you what happens. But that's a story for another time. So let's go ahead and warp back to the Hunter's Dream, and then we will end the walkthrough. And I guess I won't waste any time here. I'll just level up in the next segment and go through Old Yharnam. That's going to do it for part 2 of the Bloodborne full playthrough walkthrough. In part 3, we will go through Old Yharnam and defeat the Blood-Starved Beast, which is, honest to God, one of the hardest bosses in the game. I can one-shot pretty much any boss in this game, but Blood-Starved Beast gives me a lot of trouble even to this day, years later. That's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Bloodborne, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and as always, I'll be Johnny Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.